What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Good Lord. Today, we're test driving the all-new 2024 Acura Integra Type-S. And I just want to say right from the outset that this is a brand new car. This is actually a dealer demo at an Acura dealer. My understanding is pretty much every Acura dealer has one of these right now. So because this car only has 6 miles on the odometer, I am not going to be going ham and driving the pants off of this car. And because I'm on a public road, I am going to maintain some decorum, keep my engine RPM under 4,500 to respect the automobile itself and the future owner, because somebody will buy this car someday. And to respect the points on my driver's license, I will attempt to not break the speed limit on purpose. But one of the cars that I have, and I actually just drove it to come pick this thing up, is a 2023 Acura Integra A-Spec Tech with a manual transmission. So I drive a car similar to this one on a very regular basis. So the immediate differences in the Type-R, obviously it has more power. The transmission, it must be a different gearbox in this car. I'm pretty sure it is. It just feels subtly different. It's not that different. I love the shifter in my A-Spec Tech. That was probably one of the biggest selling points for me on that car, but this one feels a little bit more mechanical. It feels a little bit closer, honestly, to the WRX STI that I drove for a few years. I used to have a 2017 Subaru WRX STI, and this transmission puts me a little bit in mind of that. This one is much smoother than my STI was, but it has more of that mechanical feel to it than my A-Spec Tech does. And overall, the exhaust, you can tell it's a bigger engine. I like the exhaust note better, of course. I'm currently in sport mode. The ride's probably subtly, yeah, the ride is a little stiffer, although, you know what, let me bump it down to comfort. Well, the drive modes are different. You either have comfort, sport, or sport plus in the Type S. In my A-Spec Tech, it's comfort, normal, and sport. In this one, the ride and comfort feels like this is kind of the dialed back ride, and then if I go all the way up to sport plus, yeah, that's definitely rougher. So, a little bit stiffer ride, but that's fine. You don't buy a car like this for a super smooth ride. But with that being said, the ride is not punishing, so I think a good compromise there. Definitely more responsive on the power. Definitely sounds better. All of the Type S Integras that are out there right now are loaded up with all of the major optional factory accessories on it. That was what Acura wanted their dealers to do with it. So this one has the Suede steering wheel, and it feels fantastic. I really like this. Yeah, that gives it definitely an upscale and tactile, very pleasing feel to it. That's a nice, not all of the accessories on this car am I in love with, but this steering wheel, yes, that's a big yes. Let's see. Let's just bring it to a stop here. It's funny, overall, the interior, I mean, my A-Spec Tech is a nice car, but the interior is very similar. That was nice. It would certainly be fun to hammer this thing all the way, but like I said, I'm keeping the RPM below 4,500 out of respect to the fact that it is a new car, and I don't want to mess the engine up, and I don't want to mess it up for the future owner. A couple interesting omissions. So for example, my Acura has the memory seating. For some reason, they didn't put that in the Type S. They also didn't put the charging ports in the rear. My car has 2 USB-C ports. This one doesn't have any. It's also only a 4-seater in the rear. But, you know, those are pretty minor things. Oh. Yeah, it's sharpened up. The steering is, you can feel the difference. It turns in more quickly. Oh, what a machine. I am disappointed. Let me see here. Bluetooth, USB, customized display. This is all the same. Apps. Yeah, this is all the same. One thing that really disappoints me about my car, and the Type S has it too, you've got a heads-up display. Acura, if you're listening, please change the heads-up display on the manual transmission Integras, including the Type S, so that there's some way we can see RPMs up there. That's really what I want. RPM and gear position, just so that you always know. I think that would be really cool information to have. I do love the heads-up display. It looks nice, and when you're using Apple CarPlay with the directions, it'll show you where your next turn is. And if you have the adaptive cruise control active, which this car has, even with the manual transmission, it'll give you information about the adaptive cruise control, and it will also give you warnings for the Acura Watch safety system if it thinks you're, you know, approaching a vehicle and not braking. That's all really cool stuff. I just wish I could see my revs and what gear I'm in up there. Oh, dang, revs all the way to 7 grand. This is a cool car. Some people online are saying that it's a little bit expensive for what it is. And I'm not necessarily going to argue with that. There's a lot of cars that you can buy at this price point, and there's a lot of cool cars that you can buy at this price point. My understanding, at least for the 2024 model year, is the Integra Type S is going to have relatively limited production. So there is a rarity factor there. And I honestly think, what the hell, it's yellow. I honestly think that this is one of those cars that may have pretty high residual values, especially long-term, because of the manual transmission. You know, if you look at the value of cars like, say, Lamborghini Murcielago, the ones with stick shifts have gone up a lot compared to the paddle shifter cars, and all of the Integra Type S's are going to be 6-speed manuals. So that's one thing to maybe factor into it with the price. Yeah, it's definitely bumpier than the regular Integras, but in a good way. Like, you can feel that is going to translate to sharp handling. Sorry, Mr. Tesla, I thought of it before you did. Yeah, so nice. The turn-in is so crisp. I wonder if they'll have a lease special on these in about 2.5 years when my lease on my A-Spec Tech is over. Probably not. Acura doesn't give the same kind of support to the Type S cars that they do to their other models. The Type S's are kind of considered special, so you don't get the same kind of lease rates on them, but cool car nonetheless. Okay. That was enough for me. I got a speeding ticket in the Integra that I have, my personal car. And it was very late at night on the freeway, very light traffic, and I was driving too fast, I'll admit that. And the cop pulls me over and he goes, do you know how fast you were going? And I played dumb, but in my head I was really thinking, well, it kind of depends on when you saw me. And luckily the number he came up with was only single digits, or excuse me, double digits. It wasn't triple digits. So that was a good thing. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this car. It's really fantastic to drive. I can just tell that if you let it loose fully on a track, it would be amazing. And I'm gonna go film a little video on it showing some features and details, so there'll be a link to that in the description if you want to check it out. I always really appreciate you guys watching my videos. It's very kind of you to take your time. I know there's a lot of videos on the internet, so when you watch one of mine, I do appreciate it. And like the video if you like it, subscribe to my channel, all that good stuff, and have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.